guys, the next topic for our discussion in this chapter is to understand the applications of ASH. Okay, so in the topic of applications, here we'll be discussing about two main topics. One is message authentication code, the other one is digital signatures. Actually, these two applications are itself a types of authentication methods. Okay, so since there are types of authentication, again here we will not discuss anything with respect to the encryption. Rather, we are just worried or trying to understand authentication method. Okay, so this message authentication code, in short MAC, even this function will take a message as input and will give you a code or a value, a fixed length value as output. Okay, so what exactly happens in the case of message authentication code? As a sender, he'll take the message, he'll give that input as input to a function C here. So this function C will take a key as input as well. Okay, so the input to this function C is message and the key, and the output of this will be a MAC, that is message authentication code, and this is a fixed length code. Okay, so next this code will be appended to the message. Okay, the original message will be written to this message. I'll add this code and that will be transferred across the channel. Okay, what does the receiver does? This receiver will take the message and he'll input that message to this function, message authentication function, so which will take the same key. See, this key K will be shared between the sender and the receiver. So this person will take this key as input and the message, and he'll result with the message authentication code, and this code will be compared with the MAC code, which is sent along with the message. Okay, so if both are same, then he'll come to a conclusion that yes, the message is not been intruded by anyone, or it is not been modified by anyone, because even a bit is modified, then he'll be resulting with a different MAC. Okay, so here in this method, whatever I explained just now, to just summarize, a message will be taken as input to the function, will be given as an input to the function, message authentication function. So this function will also take key as input, and it will be resulting with a fixed length code, that is MAC, and this MAC will be appended with the original message, and this will be sent across the channel, I mean it is a network. So on the receiver end, this message will again be given as input to the MAC function with the same key, and it will result with a MAC. So that MAC will be compared with the MAC which is sent along with the message. Okay, so in this process the integrity of the message is definitely maintained, but the what about the confidentiality? Because this message is definitely not been modified by anyone, but it will never assure you that this message is not viewed by anyone. It could be viewed. Okay, so we have another variant of the same MAC, where I'll be taking care of confidentiality as well. So where I'll be encrypting the appended data, that is message along with the MAC, that will be encrypted, and then that will be sent across the network. So on receiving, this person will decrypt it using K2, and then he'll apply the message authentication function, and then he'll be resulting with the MAC, and he'll be just cross checking both the integrity and confidentiality. Both will be taken care in the another variant of same message authentication code. The same thing I have written verbally here. So this what exactly happens in the case of message authentication code. Okay, the difference between MAC and hash is both will result with the fixed length code only. Okay, but the difference is here in this MAC it will take a key as input. In ASH we don't have the concept of key. The message will be taken by the ASH algorithm or ASH function, and will be resulting with a fixed length code. In this message authentication functions, along with the message it will take the key as well. Okay, so next is one more thing that we have to discuss here is What about the properties? So ash had properties of one way and collision resistance like strong and weak. Okay, does Mac really have the same properties? Yes, it's even the Mac has got the same properties. Okay, the only added thing is it will also rely on key. Okay, so we can also extend this concept by one more that is like adding one more property, that is once after you get Mac, hash it. Okay, so that the level of security is increased, the level of authentication, not security, the level of authentication is took ahead. Okay, so what exactly I'll do in this case of ash based Mac is I'll take the key. Any of in Mac will be relying or will be making use of key, is it? So I'll take this key, okay, and I'll be appending it with zeros if necessary. What do you mean by if necessary? I want, for this method, I want a key which is of length 64 byte. Okay, so if the key generated by you is lesser than 64 byte, I'll be appending that with zeros, and I'll make the length of the key as 64 byte. Okay, so once after you have a key with 64 byte, I'll be appending I'll be XORing that with iPad, which is a hexadecimal value, you can just see here, and I'll be XORing this or repeating this for 64 times, and then I'll be appending the resultant, whatever I'll get the final result, that will be appended with the message, and then that will be given as input to a hash algorithm, and the output of hash algorithm, I mean to say a fixed length code, it could be of what, 160 bits or 512 bits or 256 bit, whichever algorithm you are relying on. So that will be appended with, see here, simultaneously what I'll be doing is this k dash or k prime, whatever I'll be resulting after appending with 0, so that will be XORed with one more hexadecimal value which is called as OPAD. Okay, so it will be XORed again here 64 times, and the output of that will also be taken, and now this appended key, whatever I'll have, I mean to say the XORed with OPAD, so that will be appended with the ash value, whatever you have got, and that is now called as ash based Mac, the value whatever I'll be resulting then, so that is called as HMAC in short, which is nothing but ash based message authentication code. See, the only reason of this concept is to add one more level of authentication. Okay, so Mac was not enough, so to enhance its quality or the properties, as I mentioned, since ash had got one way property and collision resistant properties, so to add those properties to Mac, so for that purpose I'll like they came out with this concept of ash based Mac. Okay, so next and the last topic to discuss in this chapter of ash is to understand digital signatures. So if you remember guys, when we were discussing about public key cryptography, okay, and also we also discussed one of the example for public key cryptography, that is RSA, isn't it? So in that RSA we had private key and public key, isn't it? So whatever I taught you till now, so sender was using the public key of the receiver, and he used to encrypt the message or whatever the content that you want to communicate across the network, and the receiver, once after receiving the message, he used to decrypt it using private. Okay, so now in digital signatures what we do when it comes to authentication, so I am worried about authentication, is it? So what we'll do in this case is, I'll, as a sender, I'll take the message. Okay, so that message I'll be encrypting it using my private key. Okay, so what exactly I'm doing here, I am authenticating that I am the genuine sender who's sending you the data. Okay, I'll repeat here, the sender, as a sender I'll be encrypting the message using my private key. Okay, so this process is called as digital signature. I am signing, I am authenticating, I am attesting that the message I am just sending it. I am sending it what across the network. I am the genuine one. Okay, I am saying that I am the authorized person for the receiver. Okay, so that is called as digital signature. So what we'll be doing here is we'll have the message. So I'll give that message as input to a hash algorithm. So I'll be resulting with what? A hash code. Okay, so hash value, message digest, whatever you want to call it as. Okay, so this will be appended to the original message, and this message now I'll be encrypting with what? The private key. See, sender A, I am using the private key of the sender, and this encrypted value is sent across the network. Okay, so what happens on the receiver end? So this message will be decrypted. Anyhow, to decrypt I'll make use of what? Public key of A. Public key of A, anyhow it will be available, isn't it? Since it's a public key, it is available. So the receiver B will use the public key of A, and he'll decrypt it, and he'll get back what? The message with the hash code. Okay, so next you'll take that message, you'll apply the hash algorithm, you'll get the hash value. So that will be compared with this hash value. If you get, I mean to say, if the comparison, if it is same, if it results with the same value, so then the receiver will what? It will get confidence that the message is not viewed or intruded or corrupted by anyone across the network. So this is digital signature. Digital signatures, please remember, I'll be encrypting using the private key of the sender. So hence the name digital signature. I am signing the content. I am assuring as a sender that I am the authorized person. Okay, so this is all about the applications. So one of the best example of this private key and public key concept is RSA. Okay, so you can just make use of that concept of RSA, and you can elaborate your answer whatever I explained now verbally. So just you put it in the form of sentence, and you can just refer the textbook as well. Even there you can find the same content. Okay guys, so this is all about. And also we have this performance and birthday attack. So birthday I have already explained in the previous videos. You can just rely on the same and make notes of your own. And also the performance, where the comparison between the different algorithms, it has been listed out. Okay, a table has been maintained, so you can just look into those two topics. So this completes the concept of hash. Thank you.